Thank you everyone for joining today for the Polygon workshop as part of the Hack the System hackathon. Today we're going to have a workshop on building on Polygon from Arjun Kalsy, the VP of Growth, and Pranav Maheshwari, who is the solutions lead. And so I think without further ado, we can let you guys get started.
Awesome, thanks, Arjun. Again, great to be here and interacting with the folks at Encode and their community as well. So again, this is more really Pranav's show, to be perfectly honest. It's really more about deploying and learning more on the tech side and being more hands-on. But again, I'm just gonna sort of just share my screen and also just maybe just cover a few basics about Polygon, just for the uninitiated, and I think that should help people get a little bit more color on what Pranav then talks about as time progresses in this workshop. So let me just quickly share my screen. Right, so I will just quickly get started. So I think many of you may be aware of many of these things, and who we are at Polygon, what we're building, and then sort of also get hop right into the workshop. So I'll just keep this very quick, just 5 to 7 minutes. Essentially, our story started in 2017 when essentially there were conversations about how Ethereum scaling needs to work. And at the time, Vitalik had come up with the paper on plasma technology, right? And our chief architect at the time was also one of the plasma researchers. And then then the solution to scaling, essentially, the one we came up with was a hybrid plasma POS sidechain, which used a combination of plasma technology, where we would checkpoint transactions onto Ethereum to ensure asset security, and we had a proof of stake consensus mechanism on our chain, which enabled for high performance. And essentially this was kind of the prevailing thought around scaling for a long time. And of course, now we have newer techniques. So and this is kind of where the story about Matic sort of then converting to Polygon sort of really comes about, that this solution on scaling actually led to a problem statement where we kind of realized that the future of scaling is of Ethereum scaling is going to be a multi-chain kind of environment where there will be multiple scaling techniques. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. At the same time, the L2 landscape will continue to evolve. Like today, we have this conversation about optimistic rollups, ZK rollups, but it's possible that in the future, maybe 6 to 9 months down the line, we might have other solutions, which could be other interesting scaling approaches. At the same time, no formalized framework which helped you to work with multiple solutions. So, for example, if you wanted to do optimistic rollups or if you wanted to do ZK rollups, so together, then you would have to work with 2 different ecosystems. There was no one single umbrella which covered all of these different scaling solutions. And of course, we have scaling sort of throughput problems. Then you'll have this never-ending list of Ethereum killers which you keep coming about. And of course, we see ourselves as Ethereum maximalists. Our objective is to scale the Ethereum ecosystem. So we came up with this Polygon concept, and we're building the Polygon SDK, and it should be live in, I think, maybe about 4 to 5 weeks from now. But essentially, the whole idea is that we keep Ethereum in the middle, which is again tried and tested ecosystem. We've been in development for over 5 years, lots of documentation. Big developer community, Dapps, transactions, and all of that, and we essentially build a scaling layer around it, right? And this scaling layer would have ZK rollup chains, optimistic rollup chains, plasma chains, shared security chains. Again, the ability to spawn your own chain. Also, the underlying token for all of these different interactions would be the Matic token, so it would be a single token system for all of these different chains. There will also be tooling around interoperability. So suppose you wanted to build something which is, let's say, a combination of let's say a ZK chain and a plasma chain, then you need some interchain communication to make something like that happen. And essentially what this would lead to is like a Swiss Army knife kind of a solution for Ethereum scaling. And of course, our approach to scaling has been very successful. So our tried and tested and battle tested platform, which is our Plasma POS chain, is live and kicking, and it's been mainnet's been live for almost close to about 9 to 10 months now, and we've seen about 100 plus dApps onboarded. Our TVL is rising on a daily basis. Transactions actually. So fun fact is that this number was the correct number exactly 7 years ago. Now this number is 300,000. So we've essentially doubled the number of transactions happening on a daily basis in about a week, since a couple of more dApps went live, and we have got dApps going live all throughout March, all throughout April. So this is going to be pretty crazy. And again, what makes us popular, if I were to just talk about, is again 2 seconds block time. Our block time is 2 seconds, so any transaction is final in 2 seconds. The average transaction cost is, well, I mean, another way of looking at this number, which is 0.00004, is that in $10 you can do 2 million transactions on the Polygon chain. Again, we use the same EVM compatible network, and Pranav is going to talk more about that, how easy it is to sort of how similar we are to deploying anything on Ethereum. ERC style assets, so there's no new token standard or something funky happening there. Assets are secured on Ethereum. Like I said, we checkpoint everything on Ethereum, so you have Ethereum sort of security on your assets, and essentially this kind of a ecosystem where everything is easy to use, transaction costs are extremely low, and the block time is very fast. Sort of brings the focus back onto user experience. So you kind of realize that if you can bring the focus back onto user experience and make things easy for the user, that is how you're going to get more and more adoption of the blockchain, especially when you have use cases like NFTs and gaming, right, which are more mainstream use cases. So this is kind of what we see, and again, I'm just going to quickly run through some of the next slides, just so that we can move on to the demo. The core team from Matic Network is there. We also have now Mihailo Belic, who's one of the top Ethereum researchers in the world, who's joined us to help us build the Polygon SDK. We also have a great list of advisors of people who are helping us build some very notable names there, and people who are helping us build the future of Ethereum scaling. And again, just to talk about our ecosystem. So again, I'll post a link which will give you more flavor on this. Lots of dApps on the DeFi side, lots of dApps on the gaming side. Avagochi, Neon District, Comet Games, and all of that. What I really wanted to talk about are why devs love Polygon, because it's the same as Ethereum. Sending assets to and fro from Ethereum to Polygon, Polygon to Ethereum is very simple. You use the same development environments, whether you're using Remix or if you want to use, let's say, hard app, whatever you want to use. At the same time, we'll get into the live session as well, but what I also wanted to cover was that it's a lot of the tooling which you're used to on Ethereum. For example, your wallets, your popular oracles, you meta transactions, if you want to use Bioeconomy or gas station network, and additional tooling, all of it is the same, and Pranav is going to talk more about that. So I just wanted to quickly cover just the basics about our network. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to sort of stop sharing my screen and hand it over to Pranav, who's gonna take you through this on a bit more hands-on level, and can of course take any technical questions you have. So over to you, Pranav.
All right, awesome. Really excited to be here and discuss one of the most scaling, booming network around the Ethereum ecosystem, which is currently Matic. So let's or Polygon, so to say, we've rebranded, right? So let's just dive right in and understand how you can deploy so easily on the Matic networks or the Polygon now, right? I hope you can hear me clearly and you can also see the screen. I would really appreciate if you can just keep following along. If you're not able to follow along, then I'll give you the repositories that are required to do it at your own pace when you are following my YouTube video or something like that. All right, awesome. So let's first of all just jump right into Remix. You can open any of your Solidity contracts. So first of all, developers love Polygon, and the reason why they love is so impressive tooling, everything. You don't need anything extra. If you are a Ethereum developer, you're already a Matic or a Polygon developer, right, with the blazing speed and related things, right? So that's what I'm going to portray in this particular thing, and you'll see that in runtime you'll also in the just this 30 to 40 minutes you will yourself also become a Polygon developer, right? So let's start our journey of becoming a layer 2 Polygon developer. right? Let's get started. This is our Solidity, so a smart contract. This, you can take any smart contract for that matters, which you have. This is Remix, right? Where we'll be deploying. First of all, we'll do it on something like Gorley. Let's say Gorley or any other testnet. I'm doing my favorite is Gorley, so I'll be doing it on Gorley. You can, you feel free to do it on any of your other Ethereum testnets, right? So let's just deploy our contracts. It's compiled. Let's deploy. Everything remains the same, right? I'm currently just doing this particular thing on an Ethereum testnet, and then I'll deploy this contract on the Matic network, and you'll be able to, or on the Polygon network now, and you'll be able to understand. I just change a few things, and I'm able to get it done, right? So let's first of all deploy this particular thing on an Ethereum testnet. All right. So I'm connected to Gorley right now, which is an Ethereum testnet, right? Let's just deploy. Sign the transaction, right? And I am going to, it will happen sometime, right? Even the testnet, even the Ethereum testnets are a little, slow, so to say. All right, awesome. So we are able to deploy our contract on Ethereum, right? It works. Now let's do the same thing for Matic as well. See, you can see the contract and the functionalities and everything. Now let's do the same on Polygon, right? What I'm going to do, I hope everybody has installed MetaMask at their end, and everything is on at par with that. If you don't have, it is very, very easy to deploy, or or just install MetaMask. It's a Chrome plugin, right, for wallets and related infrastructure to connect with. All right, so please go ahead and install your MetaMask Chrome extension, right? If you have that already, let's move ahead and deploy this particular contract on the Matic or the Polygon network now. All right, the first thing that I'll be doing right now is, I'll go to custom RPC, right? Use Matic mainnet. Let's name it Polygon. All right, the RPC information. All right, so where do we find all this information? I go to documentation, docs.matic.network. This is, going to get changed to docs.polygon.technology, but for now, I'm going to show you from the documentation that we have currently. Awesome. So, go to networks, go to Mumbai test networks, and over here there is rpc.platic.will. You can choose any of these two, right? That will work. It won't be an issue. All right. So this is where I'm going to just go to custom RPC, name it Polygon, name RPC Mumbai.matic.today. All right, chain ID is 8001 for testnet. Symbol is still Matic, right? This is the Explorer, and save. Okay, so we have the Polygon network now. Let's go ahead and deploy this particular contract on Polygon blockchain. Awesome. Deploy. I'm on Polygon. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm on Polygon. Let's deploy. Confirm. And I'm able to deploy my contract on Polygon. All right, let's just check if I have deployed it or not. Oh yeah, just before that, just to make you understand, if you have to deploy, you have to have Matic tokens. How to get those? Go to faucets, faucets.matic.network, Matic token, paste in your address, right? Paste your address, submit, confirm, and you'll be able to get the faucets, right? I'm pasting that in the chat. All right, so this is the first thing, get some Matic tokens, right? The next thing is on Remix, just go ahead if you have got the related faucets that are required. The second thing is just deploy this. All right, I've already deployed it, and we'll be checking this in the Explorer, right? Let's just go to the Explorer. See, this is the transaction done. Like we have Etherscan for for Ethereum transactions. Similarly, this is open source block scout version, the Matic Explorer. Okay, so this is the contract that we deployed, and everything feels the same, looks the same. We have the faucets, like we have the Robson faucets. Similarly, we have this Explorer, like we have the Etherscan related. We have the Remix, as we have on the Ethereum as well. So as I was telling you, we are able to deploy our contract on Polygon without a blink of eye or without, you know, a strengthened amount of learning or understanding. We were able to do it on the go. Right now, the next task after this particular thing is that let's just go ahead and deploy a contract using Truffle. I hope everybody is well aware of Truffle, right? It is a framework to, you know, deploy your contracts with web interface and related very easily, right? So let me just turn on to so what you can do is just follow along with me. This is the link to that, bit.ly. Just go over here and, you know, follow the repository. All right, for you it's down. Okay, what you have to do is go to Mumbai Visual, right? You don't have to go to the main network, main explorer. That might be facing some issue right now, but yeah, you can go to this particular test network, you know, explorer, and this is up. All right, Scott. Okay, awesome. So let's just now turn and, you know, try to deploy our contracts on Truffle as well. Okay, so here I'm shifting. So this is where, you know, I'm going to tell you to copy this this code. All right, just go here and copy this particular one, this code, right? And let's just do it on the go. Let's deploy our contracts on Truffle as well, use it on the Polygon network using Truffle. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. So this is where I am. All right. So this is where I am, right? rpc.mumbai.today. This is truffle.js, and this looks very similar, right? We have contracts where all the contracts tutorial token.sol and migration.sol is there, right? These are the contracts. This is the migration script, right? This is a small web interface that we created for this particular you know, demo purposes and related things. And now we have the truffle.js, right? The contract folder need not be changed, right? If I made some changes, let me just rumble down on that, right? The contract folder need not be changed. The migration script need not be changed. The SRC need not be changed. All we have to do is make 5 to 6 lines of changes or of code in the truffle.js, you know, folder. We have to, like we have the test network thing, we also have to add the Polygon, you know, this particular place, right? This is what we have to add, right? This is all that is required. Everything else is good to go with, right? We just have to add the Polygon network details, and that's all that is required in truffle.js, and we'll be good to go. All right, so I hope everybody is clear till now with this particular thing. What you have to do extra to have your you know, decentralized application deployed on Polygon using Truffle is that you just have to go to truffleconfig.js file, right? Change 5 to 6 lines of code here, and you're good to go. All right, so let's just do it. npm, the first thing that I have to do is truffle migrate dash reset, truffle migrate dash network Polygon. By the way, you know, you can find this particular code, this 5 to 6 lines of code over here. Just go to docs.matic, right? Here we have deployment using Truffle, and this is the code, right? This is all that is required to be added, and you'll be good to go, right? These 6 lines of code. Okay, so that's all. I have to copy this and come over here and change this to Polygon dash reset. Oh, okay. Let's just deploy this using Truffle. I hope you are able to see. Let me just increase the screen size. Right, so see, you can see it is getting deployed. Let's just copy the transaction hash and even see that, you know, it's getting deployed. Transaction hash explorer.mumbai, just paste it over here, right? You can see it is deployed, right? just 17 seconds ago. This is the contract that we deployed, right? So what you have to do, just go to truffle.js, truffle config file.js, and just change 5 to 6 lines of code, and you're good to go with, right? This is why developers love Polygon. They don't have to change a lot, right? They don't have to change the contracts, they don't have to change the HTML or related things. They just have to change the network IDs and related, and everything else is set to go with, right? Because Polygon is, EVM compatible and related, support and related things, speed, blazing fast speed, and the gas efficiencies that we provide, right? So yeah, awesome. We were able to deploy using Truffle. We were able to deploy using Remix, right? One more thing, let's just, see how this interface looks like. Let me do npm run dev. All right, it's working. Okay, so you can see right now I'm on the Matic network, right? I'm on the Polygon networks, right? And I can see this transfer balance. I just have to paste the address and I'll be good to go with. But the problem now here is that if I have to interact with this particular application that I have created, I need to first of all have be connected to Polygon. If I'm on Ethereum mainnet, right, then I'll not be able to interact with this particular application. What that essentially means is that every person who have deployed their decentralized applications using Polygon have to just go ahead, if they want to, if every user wants to interact with the decentralized application, he has to first of all go to custom RPC, make some changes in the RPC, add Polygon network, and then start interacting with that, which is a different overload of work. And at Polygon, we are always very much focused on user experience, right? User experience is one of the major criterions which will make Ethereum scale to infinity and related things. All right, so that's why that's the reason why we focus so much on user experience. And for that reason, we have a feature known as network agnostic feature, network agnostic transactions, gasless transactions. For right now, since this application is not network agnostic, what you'll have to do, you'll have to change the custom RPC to something like Polygon, add those related network informations, and then only you can interact with the with this particular application. And obviously we don't want that. So what is the solution? Let's just start discussing the network agnostic feature. All right, let's just go there. I'm going to delete this. Let's just go to the not this one. Okay, all right. So first of all, what is network agnostic feature? How do we do gasless transactions? For that, let's go open docs, our favorite. By the way, documentation is very well written. After this workshop, two things that I want you guys to do while developing on Polygon is, first of all, just go ahead and watch this video once again totally. There are some points that you might have missed, so just go ahead and watch this video once again. The second thing that you have to do is please go ahead and read this documentation once. You'll be able to understand the architecture that Arjun was talking about, the blazing fast speed that Polygon has been able to do. And it's like executing on Polygon while having the security and related ecosystem support of Ethereum, right? So you have to understand how this ecosystem works, how this scaling solution works, and how we were able to scale super fast and host some of the very successful Ethereum applications like Polymarkets and Aavegotchi. Awesome. All right, so please go ahead and read the documentation. Right now we were talking about gasless network agnostic transactions. Okay, so this is the infrastructure of network agnostic transactions. You can just see through this. So what happens is that a decentralized application user, what he does, he just signs the transaction to the relay, and the relay does the transaction on the blockchain. What that essentially means is that you don't have to directly interact with the blockchain. Relay is there. Relay is a kind of server which is running. You just have to sign the transaction to the relay, and the relay is going to do the transaction for you on the blockchain, right? So that's essentially what it is. If you use GSN, something like gas station network, then you have to spin up your own relay. If you use something like Biconomy, they have Amexa SDK. They also provide relay infrastructure. So all you have to do is integrate, their their Mexa SDK, and you're good to go with all your the user. What he will do in that case is he'll just sign the transaction, no matter what is his network ID is, whichever place he's at, whether he has MetaMask or not. He just has to provide his signature to this particular application, and he'll be able to transact on the blockchain. Right? How that works, we are going to see a live demo of that. First of all, the first thing that we have to do is run a relayer, right? Spin up a relayer, right? So this is the relayer infrastructure that we have created. Again, I have not used Mexa SDK as of now, right? I have rather spin up my own relayer, right? So this is how it looks, right? This is a relayer, and I'm going to run this on the Polygon network, right? Because this particular relayer is the one which is going to do the transaction on the blockchain, right? So it has to run on the Polygon, right? So this is where I have to run this. So first of all, let me just spin up the relayer, right? Now, if it is running and it is out of the way, let me just, start interacting with the application that I've created using this, right? You'll see the magic. I just have to sign the transaction, no matter which place I am at, and it will happen. I just have to sign the transaction. I don't even have to pay the gas fees for making this happen, right? Because Relayer is doing all the transactions for me. All I have to essentially do is just provide my private key to the Relayer, and I'm good to go with. All right. So let's just go to this particular place. Let me be on, let me be on something like Kovan, right? On Kovan, I have some Ethereum, unfortunately. Let me go to you. Okay, I'm on Rinkaby, right? Still, I'll be able to interact with Matic Network. Why? Because I just have to sign the transaction, and that's all that is required. Okay, so I'm on Rinkaby, right? And it has 0 Ethereum right now, right? Rinkaby has 0 Ethereum. Let me just transfer. Okay, let me just sign the transaction, just transfer this particular thing. Okay, so you can see right now, right? I have 0 Ethereum. Let's just transfer. See, I just have to sign the transaction, right? I don't have to pay any amount of fees, anything like that. I just have to sign the transaction. See, sign the transaction. And the transaction happens. We can even see it over here on the Explorer. Just go here, right? The transaction actually happens and goes through, right? So this is the beauty of Matic Network, right? It doesn't matter. You can be on Rinkaby, you can be on any other, for that matter, you can be on any other thing, but still the transaction will happen, right? Why? Because you are using the Relayer infrastructure, and the Relayer is actually paying the fees for being on Matic Network, right? This is something which cannot be done on Ethereum, because every time somebody does a transaction, the Relayer has to pay the gas fees. And just imagine, people paying for Uniswap or something like that, that will be millions and billions of dollars, right? That's not something which is feasible, but that's feasible on the Polygon network. Why? Because of the very fact that you can do a transaction in $0.0004, right? So this is the kind of user interface that something like Polymarket has actually capitalized on very well, so that people they don't have to feel like they are using blockchain. They just have to use it like a simple web 2 application. They just go ahead and just do their interactions and stuff like that. And at the back end, something like Matic Network in integration with Biconomy is doing all the relay infrastructure while providing all the benefits that blockchain brings into the table, right? That's pretty much our goal with making Ethereum scale, right? So that's pretty much it, right? I hope you were able to understand this. One last thing which I want to also discuss is about the bridging infrastructure that we have. Unfortunately, I don't have a demo right now, but I'll be uploading one soon, so you can just go ahead and look into that. What is bridging, right? What is bridging? You can bridge your assets from Ethereum to Matic and Matic to Ethereum using our Matic JS library. How that essentially works is that, let's say you have some assets on the Ethereum network and you want them to be present on the Matic network, right? So you use our bridge. First of all, you just submit a mapping request over mapper.matic.today, right? And if we talk about the overview, how this particular thing works, in the overview, you will just be able to understand it very, very clearly by when I state that the person just has to approve the transaction, use the mapper.matic.today, and his assets are moved from Ethereum to Matic, and from similarly, you can get them back to Ethereum. And the mechanism of how that particular thing works is that, first of all, these assets on Ethereum are logged and they are minted freshly on the Matic network. When that person wants to go back from Matic to Ethereum, he just burns these tokens and submits the burn proof on the Ethereum, so that the locked tokens are again released on the Ethereum network. This is essentially how it works, right? And these are some basic, very, very easy ways to implement this. We have had a matic.js library. You don't have to interact with the smart contract, the predicate logic and related complex things that has to be done. You just have to have matic.js installed and use the scripts to transfer your tokens from Ethereum to Matic and Matic to Ethereum. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope you were able to understand and follow along at least some part of it. If you're not able to follow along, I have given you the required repositories and related, and also paste in my Telegram ID in case anybody is wanting to or is interested to go ahead with or asking me questions or related things. All right.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Pranav, for that talk. I'll just give it a minute or two in case anyone's got any questions. Please do put them in the chat and we'll get them answered. And yeah, just a reminder, we have 2 more events coming up this week. Sorry, 1 more this week, which is with the Stellar Network. I'll pop that in the chat. And then 1 next week with CoinMarketCap and Sandbox. So do we have any? Oh, we had one from Scott saying that the mainnet Matic Vigilant Explorer was down for him. So let me just check that. See
so I have given you the explorer.matic. The Mumbai network link. So for you can check this out if you are wanting to interact on the mainnet. Right now, what you can do is just go to this place and it will work around backup explorer.matic.network. Right. There might be some issues that BlockVigil team might be facing, right? BlockVigil actually, hosts this Explorer. So yeah.
Great. Okay. I can't see any more questions in the chat. Oh, here we go. One from Fox. He's asked, are there more CEX integrations coming to Matic in the future? I don't know if you're able to answer that, but
yeah, definitely. There are a lot of as Arjun was talking about, there is a lot of scaling that's happening on the Matic networks or the Polygon network side. We just have doubled down. We keep doubling whenever our slides. The reason why are that particular slide stats is not in we keep on doubling it down. We keep on doubling. Before that it was 50K, now 100K, then 200K, 300K. We keep on touching milestones. What that essentially means is that we are scaling like hell and we are getting lots and lots of production ready applications wanting to be a part of the Polygon network, right? And yeah, so there are a lot of SEX, a lot of DEX, a lot of NFT marketplaces, NFTs, social token space coming on Matic network, on the Polygon network. And yeah, this is the right time to choose Polygon, because it is currently the only trusted and production ready, truly trusted network which is available, right? And yeah, so this is the right time to choose Polygon and be a part of the second layer cult.
Awesome. And Fox has also asked, won't ETH 2.0 sharding take over Matic's use case, or do you think it will work in tandem with that?
So if you see like in October, Vitalik gave a talk in ETH Global, I guess ETH Online. He gave a talk and explaining how this particular thing actually turns out, and how layer 2 scaling solution is a natural fit to Ethereum 2.0, right? If I tell you in brief how it actually works, is that Vitalik actually laid down a plan stating that ETH 2.0 is going to come, and I'm also myself very much excited for that to happen, right? But to scale Ethereum to infinite, where we can say that Ethereum is the next internet, we need second layer scaling solutions, and that's where Matic is going to take a roll up in, right? And that so what will essentially in brief, if I can say, is that Polygon is a natural fit to Ethereum 2.0. Till we don't have Ethereum 2.0, we'll have this Polygon thing rolling up on the Ethereum 1.0, scaling Ethereum 1.0. When Ethereum 2.0 comes, like that's one of the really great scaling solutions included or complemented with Polygon, will scale Ethereum to infinite, where we'll start considering Ethereum as the alternate internet economy. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for the talk today, and to Arjun for his introduction to Polygon at the beginning. There's some more kind of information about the challenges that Matic have I'll just send a link in the chat to that now, or to the general challenge spreadsheet. The Polygon challenges are to the far right on that. And yeah, we hope to see a lot of people building and kind of deploying on Matic throughout the hackathon, and kind of saving themselves and their users some gas fees as well.
Awesome.
Right, I'll put that in the chat as well. But yeah, thank you very much. And I hope everyone has a good evening and has enjoyed the event. Feel free to continue the discussion in the Discord Polygon channel as well. And we'll get some questions answered in there if needed.
All right. I've also pasted my Telegram ID in case anybody wants to understand anything. Please do ping me up, ring me up, or just wake me up, and I'll be good to take your questions. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a good night.